Alrighty, I saw this clip on the X. No one is worse than white people. But I don't know about the Mongolian conquests. Well, I'll pop in the video clip and we'll take it from there.
I think white people, to some degree, culturally, just looking at history, there is an innate, almost kind of genetic thing where they need to dominate.
A genetic, wait, for white people?
Yeah,
They need to dominate?
Yes.
I don't know about that. Is that just human nature?
No,
It's a
because
man-
I don't think
it's a man
anybody to any other culture to any capacity has done what the European has done. I mean, to go to all four corners of the universe and
So that black woman says that white people have gone to all four corners of the universe. Does the universe even have corners? So yeah, I'm going to X to doubt on that.
almost to mass extinction. That's kind of crazy.
You do realize that almost all cultures throughout history have had slaves, regardless, not white, not just white. You had black people who were slavers. You had Arabic, Middle Eastern people.
Yeah,
who
but
were
those
slavers.
that was a different type of slavery.
In South.
So she said black people enslaving other black people was a different type of slavery. Are you sure about that? Dahomey was one of the most prominent African slave kingdoms located in what is now Benin. It rose to power in the 17th century and became a major player in the Atlantic slave trade. So black on black slavery, wasn't a different form of slavery. It was the root cause of the Atlantic slave trade. Dahomey's economy and military were deeply tied to the slave trade. The kingdom's absolute monarchy was highly centralized, with the king at its apex, supported by bureaucracy and famed female warrior crops known as Amazons. King Ganzo famously declared in 1840 that the slave trade is the ruling principle of my people. Yeah, it was their bread and butter. So, to put it in other words, African slave kingdoms like Dahomey, they were basically drug dealers. Why? Because everybody wanted cheap labor. Even today, corporations want what? Cheap labor. Because it saves money. Ergo, it's really addictive.
South America, a different type of slavery, the Barbary slave trade. They were abducting white people.
I think at the end of the day,
I think at the end of the day, she doesn't care that black people were enslaving other black people to sell to white people. I don't think she cares about Barbary pirates enslaving white people. I think she only cares what she's been brainwashed to care about.
to commit mass murder the way that white people have done culturally in history, there's no other culture that's even coming close to it.
No other culture comes close to the Europeans. I know which culture surpasses the Europeans, though. The Ottoman Empire. And why do I say that? The Ottoman Empire conquered the Byzantine Empire, which caused the Europeans to sail west because they didn't want to do business with the Ottoman Empire. And they didn't want to fight them because the Ottoman Empire was in its heyday back then. So, the Europeans, like I said, they sailed west. Why are Indians called Indians? Because the Europeans thought they were in India. So that one action done by the Ottoman Empire created a chain reaction, which resulted in the colonization of the Americas, the transatlantic slave trade. You know, the two main things that this Pak woman is complaining about.
Oh,
And
what are you talking about?
that's what I
let's-
just
Let's
said.
look at Asians. We can look at Genghis Khan.
On scale,
Do you know Genghis Khan?
around
This motherfucker-
the world,
Yeah, Genghis Khan got into Europe.
he got into Europe. Great. Europe got into South America. Europe got into Australia. Did you see what they did to the indigenous people there?
Do you think that the white conquests into the Americas was more or less barbaric than the Mongolian conquests?
Okay, I don't know about the Mongolian conquest.
The Mongolian conquests resulted in widespread and well-documented death and destruction throughout Eurasia as the Mongol army invaded hundreds of cities and killed millions of people. Some say that the 40 million figure may conflate deaths from war, famine, disease, including the Black Death, and long-term demographic shifts under Mongol rule. Some researchers argue that the drop in China's population from around 100 million to 60 million between the 12th and 14th centuries resulted from multiple factors, not solely Mongol violence. Well, the Mongols invade, say, and then they disrupt the agriculture. You know, the food production. You don't have food, then what do you have? You have famines. Famines bring disease, like, oh, I don't know, the Black Death. So again, what's that called? It's called a chain reaction. She raises her hand and goes, I don't know about the Mongolian conquests. She probably also doesn't know about the Barbary pirates enslaving Europeans, though I doubt she cares. She probably didn't know about the Arabs enslaving black people, the Turks enslaving black people, for hundreds of years before the Europeans even showed up. Moreover, she probably didn't even know about how the British, during their abolitionist phase, tried their best to abolish slavery in Africa. They fought a war between an African kingdom to abolish slavery. They expended huge amounts of money to buy slaves their freedom. So in summary, yeah, white people used slaves, but at least we tried to end slavery. We realized how bad it was and we tried to end slavery. Meanwhile, black people, like her ancestors, fought to keep slavery. And the reason why I say her ancestors, because her ancestors enslaved her ancestors. Now as for the Turks and the Arab Muslims, guess how they ended slavery? If I'm not mistaken, the British Empire pressured them to stop using slaves. If I'm not mistaken. Well, that's my thoughts on this video. Well, take care out there in Clown World.